Hello once again. You are listening to Devil Tongue and Phantom Other on the Devil Tongue and Phantom Other show on Spreaker.com.
Hello, people.
That's Phantom, by the way, for those who don't know. www.spreaker.com. I don't mean to make the show sound dull or boring, but we're talking about stress.
Because we're both stressed out. So that's why we sound the way we sound today.
Yeah, I got a lot of stress, and it's related to career, finances,
personal,
vehicle. I got more stress than a rubber band that's reached its limit. But we're not trying to depress you with our stress. If anything, we're looking for solutions on how to de-stress.
True. But for you to de-stress, you have to talk about the stress. Because it's better out than in.
That's what Shrek said.
That's what a whole bunch of people said. Okay?
Better out than in, I always say.
Better out than in. So today, on this program, we're just going to discuss a whole lot of stresses that we've been having, a whole lot of things that have been going on, and a lot of, I would say maybe some, what would you say?
What, as far as?
Stresses.
Okay, let's talk about
clarity. That's the word I was looking for. And some clarity upon our stresses. And see, maybe we can work this out within the 15 minutes that we have.
Let's talk about career, professional stresses.
Okay.
It's one thing to do this podcast, but it'd be another thing to actually, I guess, be at the next level, that we're both reaching for. And when I say that, what I mean is we have our permanent broadcast time. We have our studio. We have all the little behind the scenes things that are taken for granted because when you tune in, whether it's on your laptop, your phone,
computer,
laptop.
Oh yeah, that's right, laptop. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of desktop because I'm really not a laptop person, but I'm the desktop person.
Anyway, you don't see any of the things that go on into making a radio show, a podcast, and the list goes on.
True.
When I was on-air talent at WDFH, that was a while back, I would, I should say, put together my show as I went along. I had to have my playlist already together for the most part, but sometimes I would just pick records at random, throw them on the turntable. Sometimes they were short, sometimes they were long, and stretch it out for the duration that I was broadcasting. And I missed that on a personal note.
Okay. Well, you can have that back, but it might have to be on a different format.
Of course.
And the thing about it too is that I think that remember what we were talking about earlier was and this is like behind the scenes talking about earlier, not like on the show, about stepping up your game. And I mean that's also a stressor too because you want to be at your next level, but then you don't know how to get to your next level, but you want to be on that next level, and that's all good and it's not bad at all, but it's how you get to that next level. So, you're stressing out because you want to be better than what you are right now and you want to evolve into something better. So that's also a stressor because you're pushing yourself. You're not doing it for anybody but yourself. So since you're the one that's hungry, and you're the one that's up there pushing and grinding, there's a little stress on you right there as you're trying to, get ahead. So I understand where you're coming from about your old school days on the radio because you're trying to kind of like relive that in a modern time right now.
Well, it wouldn't be a problem if I was actually, I'll say, under contract at somebody else's radio station.
Well, you have to understand too is that a lot of radio stations are no longer radio stations.
I know a lot of people are doing this. I get it.
Not this per se, but a lot of them they're at XM radio or Sirius or whatever you want to call. They're there with their little cubicle doing their own little radio station as well. So.
Well, again.
And then you got us here. So, hey.
Well, this is where it starts. It's grassroots.
That's true.
Taking it to the next level is really up to you more than anything else.
That's true.
We can sit here and we can complain about finances.
Or talk all day and don't do nothing.
You didn't let me finish.
I'm
Phantom.
sorry. Go ahead.
You can complain about
Go ahead,
the
Tom.
finances that we don't have, and oh, woe is me. What can I do to make that bread, so I can finish making the sandwich, if you know what I mean, metaphorically speaking.
But then sometimes, if you ain't got 2 slices of bread, if you got 1 slice, you got to make do. So
you fold the bread in half.
That's right. You got to make do.
And that's what we're doing. We're folding the bread in half.
And we got to make do. That's what I'm telling you.
There's plenty of ways to earn revenue streams, but you got to admit, when the cards are stacked against you, I don't know. Do you fold? Do you say, I'm out?
I'm going to tell you like I told somebody. It was a guy I was talking to. He was 55 years old. And he said to me, do you think my life is over? And I looked at him and I was like, are you serious? I said, 55? I said, dude, did you wake up this morning? He was like, yeah. I said, you talking to me right now? He was like, yeah. I said, between the time you woke up and you spoke to me, you could have done a gazillion things. I said, now I'm not saying that you didn't do those things. Well, what I'm saying is that there's a lot for you to do and a lot to get done. You just have to focus on what you want to do. So you can't say that. You have to realize that, you know what? If you was able to wake up today, that means that there was a chance for you to do something today, for you to change your tomorrow. But guess what? A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people are so busy in the rut or so busy in the rat race that they don't see tomorrow. Everything is like the same day, the same day, the same day. So for you, my friend, as we're talking, my thing for you is that there is a future out there for you. The thing is that you just need to grind a little bit harder. You woke up this morning, you was able to take a breath, you was able to do your errands, you was able to be on air with me today. Between the time you woke up and the time today, there was decisions you made, choices you made that brought you here today at this moment. But then tomorrow's a different day. When you wake up, and hopefully, God willing, you wake up, you realize and think about it. Hey, I could change something today that I didn't do yesterday. Or I could change something to make my tomorrow be better. So you have to look at it from that perspective. Yes, I know I sound like a sappy, like Hallmark card. But, you got to be positive. You just have to really be positive. And I know I probably sound so positive that people want to punch me in my face. I'm sorry.
This motivational speaking isn't doing anything for me right now. It's making me laugh. And I tell you,
thank you very much for the support.
No, you have my support.
No, you said the motivational speaking ain't doing much for me.
Nah, and I'm explaining why.
Why?
Because, okay, it's what I said about the natural disasters, particularly the hurricanes that just hit Houston and the Keys and even Puerto Rico. Money is a given, However, people need resources. Seriously, forget the money for a moment. Because wait, forget the money for a moment.
Go ahead.
Because if I'm take on the 3 areas I just mentioned.
Right.
Money, what good is money going to do me when I have no cell service? And it's not.
Why you don't go with the cell service first? The cell service is not even the most important.
Will you let me finish?
Go ahead.
Spreaker.com, double tongue fat mother.
Go ahead.
All right. I have no water, fresh water anyway, no gasoline, no food. The roads are still blocked. What I need is resources. What I need is help to get, even if I'm doing it myself, but help to get the roads clear, the electricity back on. You understand what I mean about the money aspect?
You know what I get? I get what you're saying, but I don't get what you're saying. All right, I understand the whole money aspect because guess what? You can't eat money. I understand that. Right. But when you say resources, I don't see resources. I see a need. All right, I don't see resources because resources don't mean anything. What you need is that what you need are the needs. Meaning that if we're in a disaster, you need people who need food, medical, clothing, right, shelter, all of that. Those are not resources. Those are needs. Okay. Resources are, I've lost my home. Who is my insurance agent? Who can I call and get my money? I want to get the hell off this island. I need to move. I need to be somewhere. I need to be somewhere else than be here because guess what? I can't do nothing because I have nothing. So resources to me would be you being in a camp where there's insurance agents, Red Cross, assistants, therapists, medical.
I'm so glad you said therapists. Continue.
You know, medical, that they're there on hand. That's what I consider resources. I consider that people who are there to help you, for you to clean up the disaster that your family or your friends have been put into.
But the problem,
that's what I'm looking at.
But see, this is the problem that maybe 45 and the rest of the federal government aren't getting. Whether it's the military, whether it's, I don't know, Peace Corps, I'm just saying, Red Cross, you gotta get, the volunteers out there, and they need to be able to get things moving again, because for the sake of argument, you can't help yourself.
Well, see, this is the problem. The problem is people always think after the disaster. Nobody thinks during the disaster. Nobody thinks before the disaster. Yes, the disaster is unexplainable. Yes, you don't know what you're going to get yourself into. You don't know what stuff is going to look at afterwards. But there's a prediction, okay? Look, if it's going to be a hurricane or whatever and trees are going to be down, why don't we have like the tree industry out there going to clean out and do go in there and clean out the roads and stuff like that? Why are you waiting? Hold up. Why are you waiting for the electricity company to come through? See, what happened is that you need a game plan. If you know you in Puerto Rico and there's a whole bunch of damn trees, all right, and you in a woodsy area, or what you would call it, forest, or I don't know, trees, a whole lot of trees or whatever, why you don't bring in the people who that's their job? Because guess what? The job will probably go a little bit faster, because that's what they do in and out all day, is cut trees and know how to put them on and do what they need to do. Hold up.
Okay.
Then you have like your electricians who come through, and then have them do what they need to do. You got everybody else doing everybody else's job, when you should just have like a lineup of who needs to come in first. Just like the servicemen, when you're going into the war or whatever like that, they're not sending in the armed forces first. They always sending the Marines first. Marine is always the first to go through.
Well, you meant the Army. You said armed forces, which is everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the armed forces was air.
No.
All right, I'm sorry. That's my bad.
Marines, Army, Navy.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was my bad.
But I want to cut you off right there,
ahead.
because infrastructure is probably what you're thinking about more. Here's a good example. Hurricane Sandy. Let's face it, whether it's the Rockaways, whether it's lower Manhattan, you get flooded, you need pumps to pump that water out.
Now, you know that. So why didn't you think about that before it happened? All right, case in point, what's the one? Katrina, all right? Do you know the demographics of New Orleans? Like the actual land print of New Orleans? New Orleans is actually in a bowl.
Right.
Okay? So think about it. If that bowl gets full up, all right, what's going to happen? There's a cause and effect. You already know that. So if you already know that, okay, so you already predicted, okay, if there's a storm and if this bowl gets filled up, what's going to happen? You got the levees breaking, you got this, and that, and you got to pump that water out as fast as you can. What are you doing before that happens? No. What are you doing? We ain't doing nothing. You wait till after the fact. So what's the game plan? You don't have one. You sit and wait. That's what it's called, the waiting game, and then you decide to do something.
The game plan is,
that's like saying,
we need money in order to get these pumps working and operational.
Listen. You was able to find money, all right? You was able to find money to do everything afterwards, even though you was up there bitching and complaining about it, and you was up there to find money, all right, to up there line your pockets, your baby pockets, and your side chick pockets, all right? So you know what? Give me a break. The money is there, but you know what? Everybody's taking it for self.
The money came from you, me, and, Uncle whoever.
Yeah, but the money went to self. I'm just saying.
It's not going for what it's supposed to be going for.
It's not. It never does. It never does. That's why they always tell you don't give to the Red Cross. That's why they tell you now.
Well, all right, but we're not going there.
No, I'm just saying, but that's what they tell you. They tell you don't give to the Red Cross, because the Red Cross, they only give like 2% to whatever the what do you call it? The disaster is. They only do that, and then everything else goes to their CEOs or whatever. So you know what?
We understand it's a disbursement issue, but that's really not the point. The point is, you can help alleviate some of the stress by being better prepared. Are we right or wrong?
You're right, and that's the problem. You need to be better prepared.
Ugh, sometimes we shouldn't be all over the place.
That's right. So we're going to wrap it up now?
Yeah.
All right.
You know, I guess in closing, I'll just say, you know, try to eliminate some of the stress in your life by just being more positive.
True.
You know, and always have that game plan, you know, for a better tomorrow.
And just stay focused. Because once you stay focused, it all falls into place. Because sometimes it's all the pieces to the puzzle. It's just all over the place. But sooner or later, when you get that one piece together and it starts forming, you get that other piece together, the puzzle does come together to be a picture. It does. It just takes, you know, it doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen in 5 minutes. Sometimes it might take years.
I hate jigsaw puzzles.
Oh, well.
All right, we're out.